Hey, you know, I gotta tell you something. There's been this big debate out there about spare air and whether or not it's really effective. Some people say you gotta carry it. Some people say, hey, it's never gonna be worth it. Don't even carry it. You won't get to the surface.
That's right.
What do you think?
I think it's worthless. But I haven't tried it.
I have an idea. The idea, if we had spare air, we could test this. I think if we suck really slow, it'll work. And we can get all the way to the surface.
Why does it always come to sucking? I don't...
Just a little baby.
All right.
Which we happen to have. Let's try it.
Let's give it a shot. So we're gonna go down to
100
feet, just like a regular scuba diver, out of air, switch to spare air, and we're going to go all the way to the surface. We're gonna be safe though. We're not gonna bail out and skyrocket, inflate our BCD, nothing like that. Control ascent, 30 feet per minute. We're even gonna try to do a safety stop.
Absolutely.
Right? To see if this is real, if it actually works. Can I bail out to it and see how it goes?
Baby suck.
So these are full, right? Ready to go?
Little baby.
Let's give it a shot. All right, guys, some final thoughts about the experiment with the spare air. So I don't know if you noticed, but we have 2 different sizes of spare air. So mine is the 3 cubic feet unit.
Mine's 6 cubic
You have 6.
feet.
And the reason why we did it that way is because we wanted to try to enhance basically the chances that somebody can make it to the surface. So instead of me taking the bigger one because I have the bigger sack rate, you know, we said, Woody, you have the smallest sack rate, you use the biggest one, let's see if you can make it to the surface without bolting to the surface, right? So if you saw on the video, when I switched to this one, a fully charged 3 cubic feet spare air at 100 feet, I bailed out into it. The first thing I noticed is that it's very hard to breathe from. I guess it's not a balance regulator or anything, it's unbalanced. I don't know why, but it was very, very difficult. I found myself having to really struggle to get a breath in. And right around 80 feet, so only the first 20 feet, right around 80 feet, I noticed that I was low on air. So I don't know if you can see it on the video. I do this, low on air. And then I took just one more breath and I was completely out of air. So right around 80 to 75 feet, I completely ran out of air. And of course, I wasn't panicking. I wasn't, tired. I wasn't breathing. It didn't catch me off guard. I knew it was coming. So I was prepared for it. I really focused on my breathing. I really focused on trying to give it a chance. And I still ran out of air around 80 feet.
Well, for me, I have to say I was pretty shocked. This actually got me all the way from 100 feet to 20 feet and about 1 minute of my safety stop. I actually had a 5-minute safety stop triggered because we had been down for a while. I was going at a very slow rate. Now, I was breathing extremely calm and relaxed. Why? Like Gus said, look, wasn't a real emergency situation. I had plenty of air. You had plenty of air. We were all together. So, not panicked at all. Sack rate was super low.
Yep.
But I was actually like, wow, I feel pretty good with this little baby. I mean, that's pretty impressive. I did not think that I would make it that far. So my reaction is actually that this went a lot farther from me than I thought. However, I did not enjoy carrying this. That's something you didn't mention. I mean, to carry this big giant thing, which I had on the right side of my BCD on a big entire dive.
Were you tilting?
I wasn't tilting, but it's in the way. It's just cumbersome. But for like a commercial dive operation, let's say we're diving at the Georgia Aquarium, we actually do use spare airs. I think we use the smaller ones, even smaller than that, I think. Yeah, we use 2 cubic foots, I believe. They're pretty good because we're only going between 20 and 30 feet at the Georgia Aquarium, so we can go straight to the surface. Yep. And, OSHA standards require it. But, hey, better than I thought. Would I carry this on a real dive? That's the final thought. And I'm sorry, spare, but on a real dive in the open water environment, this is a no for me.
No.
But in the aquarium situation, it could be pretty handy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that in some situations, it might be beneficial to have it. Like if you're at 30 feet and you run out of air and you don't want to just do an emergency swimming ascent, right? If you just want to like take your time and you have the ability not to panic, because that's another thing, is to remember to actually deploy it and use it, then yeah, I guess one of these maybe sort of could work. But honestly, just having good dive body awareness and dive with your body, if for some reason you run out of air unexpectedly or you have a failure, right, your first stage blows up or whatever, the best thing to do still to me is to signal your body, I'm out of air, and do a gas exchange.
Yeah,
way safer.
And you don't want this to give you artificial comfort.
Yeah,
like,
this is...
oh, I got no problem. I can take my tank really, really low and maybe push my dive a little because I have this in the open water. Nah, that wouldn't be a go for me. So, yeah, gets back to the normal stuff, right? Good gas planning, follow good dive procedures, and it was interesting.
There you go. So now we have actually tested it in a real environment here at Blue Grotto, just like regular open circuit divers. And that's what
I did give mine a little love though under there, because it brought me all the way to the safety stop.
He brought you all the way to the safety stop.
I tend to want to.
I think you would have survived. So So if you've been diving for 47 years, you're an instructor trainer, you have the sac rate of a mouse, and you can stay calm, you know, when you run out of air, somehow you can keep your same heart rate and all of that stuff, then maybe you should carry a spare air. Maybe it's worth it. But I don't think it's worth it at all for me.
Thank you, everyone.